are kings of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Back at home tonight after a weird game in Hyannis, the Wareham Gatemen return home to face off against the Brewster Whitecaps. Both of these teams looking for their first win against each other after they tied last Monday. Alongside Aiden Blank, Jack Hunter here with you on the Gatemen Baseball Network. And Aiden, let's first touch on last night just a bit. 2-2 tie. The game gets postponed because of fog in the 7th inning, something we hadn't seen so far this year.
Yeah, it didn't feel good for anybody, but the good news is there's another game today, and hopefully this will be a little bit looser day because the off day is tomorrow. Everyone can go a little bit longer in the bullpen. Everybody's a little more loose, and knowing that tomorrow we don't have to play, finally get an off day. So I think this should be a very, very good game for Wareham. They did lose a couple of pitchers last night. We'll talk about that as the game goes on, but very much looking forward to seeing Coleman Picard.
It was Wareham's second tie of the year. The first one was when these two teams last faced off against each other at Stony Brook Field last week. Since then, both of these teams have had some interesting stretches. Wareham lost 3 straight games after that game. Brewster lost 4 straight, but both of these teams are starting to find it. Brewster winning their last 2 and Wareham tying last night but winning the 2 before that. So we should be in for a good matchup tonight.
Yeah, and Brewster threw a shutout last night. They beat up on the Anglers, something that Wareham did on Friday. So these are two teams that have similar passes, you mentioned. And we should have a fun game in store for us. Our cameraman, Zach Stewart, is making sure that we're on time here on the pregame. But, yeah. Was a great game the last time. I know that neither Chev nor Smyth are okay with tying again. Someone's going to win tonight. I can almost guarantee you that.
The second of 4 matchups between these two teams this year. Coleman Picard gets the ball tonight, and he should be in for a good third start after a strong second start versus Hyannis last week. Yeah,
Coleman and Manfredi have kind of had very similar paths. They both have started back-to-back every day this season. And they both have gotten rocked a little bit in the first, second inning, for their standards at least, and then rebounded very nicely and finished out strong. If Coleman can straighten things out, if he can come out with a great first and second inning, I trust him to really give the Gatemen 5-6 strong innings tonight, maybe even leave here with a win.
Let's get the manager's thoughts with Amanda Foster.
Back on the manager's show with Ryan Smyth, and Coach, last night ended in a 2-2 tie, but it wasn't a loss. So what are positive takeaways that you're taking from last night?
We picked up a point. I think we should have probably deserved 2, but we picked up a point. We'll move on from it. That was out of our hands. We can control the controllables, and we play baseball today, so ready to go again.
Oh, and you're taking on Brewster, who you tied with last time at Brewster. Have you been able to talk with Coach Shevchik about how ironic that was with all of the hype that went into it?
Yeah, we definitely joked about it. I mean, between coaches back at school and former players, current players, nobody predicted a tie. I don't think we did either. So it was ironic that happened to both of us. And then we both went on a little skid after that, too. So both back in the win column recently, though. So we'll see how it goes tonight.
I assume it's safe to say that you'd like to get a win this time around. What does your team have to do to do that tonight?
We just got to keep playing the same game we've been playing. I mean, we've been pitching it really well. Coleman's going to give us a good start tonight. We've been swinging it well, playing good D. So, I mean, it's all coming together. Guys are starting to get comfortable out here, which I said it's going to take a little time for the hitters and everything else. And really our offense has been fantastic all year round. But our pitchers are starting to settle in. They know what success is and how to get there. So, we're right where we want to be.
And you mentioned Coleman Picard making his third start. So what do you hope to see from him? What do you expect to see?
Same exact thing we got from him last time out. He was electric. He just absolutely filled up the zone, had his off-speed going. It's a beautiful day out. So I think we're going to have the same thing.
Thank you.
Back on the leadoff spot here on the Gatemen Baseball Network alongside Aiden Blank. Jack Hunter here with you as we get you set for the Brewster Whitecaps and the Wareham Gatemen. Let's take a look at the standings around the league. First starting with the West Division, Cotuit dropping another one last night in bad fashion. 13-1 to the Bourne Braves. Mike Roberts and the Cotuit front office making some roster changes this morning. They've lost 2 straight, and Wareham now in second place, only 4 points back.
Yeah, Cotuit's now lost 2 in a row for the first time this summer. If you're a West Division fan and not a fan of Cotuit's, maybe you're getting a little excited about not an implosion, but a little bit of a cooling down period for the team that was the hottest in the league. And then in the East, Harwich is back in first place. They took out Falmouth. Falmouth has really taken it on the chin. Only 3 wins so far. Falmouth and Chatham have just gotten beaten. We mentioned they got beat by Brewster 6-0. Chatham did last night. Falmouth didn't do much better. They gave up a whole lot of runs to Harwich. And Harwich YD is a very interesting battle for first. Back and forth they go in the East Division.
So Brewster is 4 points back of Harwich in the East Division, but Brewster is 1-5-1 against teams inside the East. They have a West opponent tonight in Wareham, but that's something they're going to have to figure out, and that one win was last night versus Chatham. So you're talking about going the first 15 days of the season without beating an opponent in your division. Just a cool note of sorts. As we keep moving along here on the leadoff spot, here's Tommy Spillane, Gateman catcher and first baseman with Amanda Foster.
I'm here with Tommy Spillane, and Tommy, you played your first game for the Gatemen last night, and you played at a position that you haven't played for in a year, playing at first base. So how far in advance did you know that that's where you were going to be playing?
I knew a couple weeks in advance that I was going to come out here as a first baseman a little bit, but yeah, I mainly caught this whole season, played first my freshman year, but yeah, I kind of like playing anywhere.
Playing first your freshman year, was it a big adjustment going from catcher during the school year, or were you kind of just right at home?
No, I was kind of right at home. I always grew up playing catcher, and it's just kind of like, first hand to me, so yeah, it was nothing really new.
Oh, and in high school you pitched, caught, and played first base.
Yeah.
So can you tell me just kind of what that was like and how you ended up playing all 3 positions?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I even played shortstop, but yeah, so I pitched mainly in high school, and then I would play first just to give my arm a break and would catch here and there when I could. But yeah, I mean, just grew up catching, kind of playing everywhere, which just kind of helped just being able to play first base and other positions.
And you pitched a little bit so far in college, but primarily I take it you're a catcher. So what kind of went into that as you were going into college and then decided to be more of a catcher than a pitcher or first baseman?
Yeah, I mean, I tried pitching a little bit in college, and then my freshman year, it's just the way to help my team the most was playing first base, and then this year was catching, so just taking it year by year right now.
On your second day here at the Cape, but what are the biggest things that you want to accomplish out here this summer?
I mean, honestly, winning a Cape Cod championship would be awesome, but honestly, just meeting a bunch of, new people and just having some great relationships and just learning some new things.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm here with our starting pitcher, Coleman Picard. And Coleman, in your last outing, you pitched for 5 innings, had 6 strikeouts. What are you taking from that into today's game?
Yeah, I'm just trying to build off it a little. Obviously, I was able to miss some bats and get some strikeouts, which is nice, but I think it started with strike one, attacking guys early, so I'm just looking to do that again today.
Well, and you've been on the Cape for a good while now. What are the biggest things that you've learned about yourself?
Just that the same stuff that I did well at school can translate here, not to do anything extra special, not to get out of myself, and just kind of compete with what I have on the mound.
And what's been your favorite part about playing for Wareham and Coach Smyth?
The best part of this for me is that my parents are able to come here real easy, not have to go over the bridge, so I'm real happy I ended up here.
What's it been like having them here for your games?
It's awesome. They're at every single one. They'll be here tonight, and it's really cool that they're able to share this with me.
All right, perfect. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.